Welcome to the best of the Washington, D.C. CIO Executive Leadership Summit from January 11th, 2022.
In this work from anywhere environment, the great resignation is for real. People just saying, look, I want to do something different. I have different priorities, different values, reassessing, the great reassessment, right? What really matters as it relates to work in this new day and age. And pretty excited about today's agenda. I have an amazing agenda here.
We're now operating out of people's kitchens, their living rooms, their closets, right? And so at the same time, they may have a terminally sick person next door, or maybe living with them. So what we're finding is, especially in the war for talent, for example, if you're not sensitive to those issues, if you're not providing, there's a book that used to be out there called A Hope is Not a Strategy. Right now, hope is a strategy.
The cybersecurity executive order, of course, you're all familiar. Hopefully you've heard of that. A lot of things in there that, forcing agencies to really raise the maturity of cybersecurity across the federal government, whether it's logging, retention, log management, things like that. Endpoint detection and response, zero trust across the federal landscape, varying levels of maturity around zero trust architecture, that strategy. Some agencies were really leaning in and way forward, others are a little bit behind.
A DC parking ticket was clicked on by everyone in the country, even if you weren't in DC. When the anthrax events, when I was with the bioterrorism program, when the anthrax events happened in 2001, everyone in the country wanted to get tested for anthrax, even if they had never gotten a threat letter. And the number one place per capita that wanted to get tested for anthrax, even though there was no threat, was Hollywood. So there's something about the invisible, and COVID is the invisible, that causes people to behave in ways that are not predictable or rational. And I think what you need when you have the conversations with your leadership at the CEO level, at the board level, is how can technology instead sort of provide reason and rationality and help sort of bring down that anxiety, bring down that fear, both for your company, but most importantly for your customers and your partners that you operate with.
So we have folks that specialize in operational technology. We have folks that defend the network. We have folks who are deploying the tools and developing the tools. We have supply chain folks on the team. As of today, I've added the Navy, because of the region that we're going to focus on is not just an Air Force fight, it's a joint fight. So, we're incorporating a vast amount of folks who have been given the authority and direction. I have 5 teams within that task force, and they have specific things that they must do so that we can integrate that back and be able to present the data to the Secretary.
We hope you found this highlight to be informative. Please join HMG Strategy for future digital or in-person summits.